If you're preparing for the Microsoft Administering Microsoft Azure SQL Solutions DP300 exam, this video is exactly what you need. This exam covers key domains, including planning and implementing data platform resources, implementing a secure environment, monitoring and optimizing database resources, configuring and managing automation of tasks, and planning and configuring high availability and disaster recovery (HA/DR) for Azure SQL Solutions. In this video, we'll practice 10 carefully selected DP300 exam questions chosen from these official domains to help you understand how real exam questions are structured. And if you're looking for complete preparation, P2Pexams.com offers extensive practice questions, expert design content, and realistic mock exam simulations to help you prepare with confidence. Now, let's start with question number 1. You have an Azure subscription that contains a SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines instance named SQL VMI. SQL VMI hosts a database named DB1. You need to retrieve query plans from the query store on DB1. What should you do first? Option A. On SQL VM1, install the SQL Server IaaS agent extension. Option B. From Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, modify the properties of the SQL Server instance. Option C. From Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, modify the properties of DB1. Option D. On SQL VM1, install the Azure Monitor agent for Windows. Correct answer is B. From Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, modify the properties of the SQL Server instance. Question number 2. You have an Azure virtual machine named VM1 that runs Windows Server 2022 and hosts a Microsoft SQL Server 2019 instance named SQL1. You need to configure SQL1 to use mixed mode authentication. Which procedure should you run? Option A, SP_add remote login. Option B, XP_grant_login. Option C, SP_change_users_login. Option D, XP_instance_reg-write. The correct answer is D, XP_instance_reg-write. Question number 3. You have an Azure Databricks workspace named Workspace 1 in the standard pricing tier. Workspace 1 contains an all-purpose cluster named Cluster 1. You need to reduce the time it takes for Cluster 1 to start and scale up. The solution must minimize costs. What should you do first? Option A. Upgrade Workspace 1 to the premium pricing tier. Option B. Configure a global init script for Workspace 1. Option C. Create a pool in Workspace 1. Option D. Create a cluster policy in Workspace 1. Correct answer is C. Create a pool in Workspace 1. Question number 4. You have an Azure SQL database. You identify a long-running query. You need to identify which operation in the query is causing the performance issue. What should you use to display the query execution plan in Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, SSMS? Option A. Upgrade Workspace 1 to the premium pricing tier. Option B. Configure a global init script for Workspace 1. Option C. Create a pool in Workspace 1. Option D. Create a cluster policy in Workspace 1. Correct answer is C. Create a pool in Workspace 1. Question number 5. You receive numerous alerts from Azure Monitor for an Azure SQL database. You need to reduce the number of alerts. You must only receive alerts if there is a significant change in usage patterns for an extended period. Which two actions should you perform? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Option A. Set threshold sensitivity to high. Option B. Set the alert logic threshold to dynamic. Option C. Set the alert logic threshold to static. Option D. Set threshold sensitivity to low. Correct answer is B and D. Set alert logic threshold to dynamic and set threshold sensitivity to low. Question number 6. You have SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines in an availability group. You have a database named DB1 that is not in the availability group. You create a full database backup of DB1. You need to add DB1 to the availability group. Which restore option should you use on the secondary replica? Option A. Restore with recovery. Option B. Restore with no recovery. Option C. Restore with standby. The correct answer is B. Restore with no recovery. Question number 7. You are evaluating the business goals. Which feature should you use to provide customers with the required level of access based on their service agreement? Option A. Dynamic data masking. Option B. Conditional access in Azure. Option C. Service principals. Option D. Row-level security, RLS. Row-level security, RLS. Question number 8. You have a Microsoft SQL Server 2019 database named DB1 that uses the following database level and instance level features: clustered column store indexes, automatic tuning, change tracking, polybase. You plan to migrate DB1 to an Azure SQL database. What feature should be removed or replaced before DB1 can be migrated? Option A. Clustered column store indexes. Option B. Polybase. Option C. Change tracking. Option D. Automatic tuning. And if you're looking for complete preparation, P2Pexams.com offers extensive practice questions, expert design content, and realistic mock exam simulations to help you prepare with confidence.